Drake Maye just balled out against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football, and we're going to break down every single play and decision that went into this upset win for the Patriots. But before we do that, only 2.1% of viewers are subscribed to the channel, so if you are not subscribed, please take a second, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a ton. But let's jump into the film with this first play where Drake Maye is going to throw an incomplete pass, but this play showcases a lot of reading the defense that I want to, shout out Drake Maye for. Some quarterbacks read defenses and understand zones, while other quarterbacks just throw to whoever they think is open. But this play is a perfect example of Drake Maye understanding how to read defenses and then knowing how to attack them. So we're facing what looks like a cover one man. So if we were setting up our cover one man, it would look like this, and then, some of these linebackers would be blitzing. Probably he would be on him, and maybe, this linebacker here would be on Stevenson. So this is what they're showing pre-snap, but we can watch and we can see post-snap. That's not what they're in. They're actually going to be snap the ball. This defender is going to be getting deep, which tells us that this is actually a cover two man, not a cover one man. And what I love about what Drake Maye does to try to attack this, like some people may say, oh, it's an errant throw from Drake Maye, incomplete pass. But what I see is I know that when we have cover two, our deep defenders are going to be guarding this area of the field. Let's make that a little bigger. This area of the field and this area of the field, which is going to leave an opening in the zone right over the middle. So Drake Maye is throwing to where the opening in the zone, the deep zones are. The problem is on this play, maybe they don't have it built into their offense where their tight end isn't reading the defense and running to where it's open, because when we are our tight end and we're right here, after we get our switch release, so we have one guy is just going to get out of there, and then we're going to run behind him on a deep cross. The problem with the deep cross is instead of attacking right here in between the two safeties, we're running into this defender's zone right here, and that's going to completely take Hunter Henry out of the play. What the Patriots maybe are doing, or maybe they're coaching this, and Hunter Henry didn't do it on this play, but what needs to happen is at the same time the quarterback's reading the defense, Hunter Henry needs to be reading his defense as well. And instead of doing the deep cross, he should be running to where it's open. And if he runs up the field here and just turns around right in between the two safeties, Drake Maye is going to hit him with a pass right there. So that's almost exactly where I drew out the writing. So this is, as I completely messed that up, this is perfect evidence of Drake Maye being able to read a defense, even if it doesn't end up in a completion. Now we're going to have Drake Maye just throwing a check down, but there are a couple of reasons why this is exactly the right thing they should be doing on this play. Too many quarterbacks in the NFL, they get stuck trying to go for the big play on every single play. Here, Drake Maye is not going to fall for that trap. It looks like the Bills are playing single high with just one safety. We can see after the ball gets snapped, we're going to see it's going to be a two high cover two look where it looks like we have some sort of flat zone over here. We have a flat zone defender over here. Number 3, he's going to be getting back, and then we're going to have a deep half to this side of the field. And then we're going to have hook zones over in the middle of the field. So we know when we have this type of look, we know Drake Maye, we want to high-low the middle of the field. So when we continue to let this play run, we are going to have over the middle of the field, we have 81 is going to be running some sort of dig or post route. And we have some other clear out routes, just, got a clear route over here. And then we're going to use this route to clear out. Ideally, we want these hook zones to come up and get on our running back. And we want them to take the running back away so we can throw it over their heads and hit our number 81 over here. But on this play, the defense is going to drop back. They're going to take away 81. And Drake Maye is going to make the easy read of Ramondre Stevenson, who's wide open over the middle of the field. On first down, this is a very, very smart play from Drake Maye. I know it doesn't end up being the right play because Ramondre Stevenson fumbles. But if you're a Patriots fan, you remember, I think it was Giselle Brady who said, quarterback can't do everything. He can't throw and catch the ball. So you got to hang on to the football. Right play from Drake Maye. Now, another example of kind of what looks like a nothing play, but is evidence of a young quarterback knowing how to play situational football. There are so many young quarterbacks who don't understand when it's time to give up on a play. As we can see here, before the ball, or as the ball is getting snapped, Will Campbell is going to his right, which is going to leave an unblocked defender around the outside. And I know the plan is a screen pass, but when we have a guy right in our face and the screen still it isn't a good look, we still have a guy matched up with our receiver, Drake Maye is going to make the correct decision, which is just dirt this pass, throw it right in the dirt at our guy's feet. I know it's not a flashy play, but it's so smart. A lot of young quarterbacks don't know, they don't know when it's time to give up on a play, which is why I love that Drake Maye is smart enough to do that. And two, you can't overhand throw this because if it gets tipped up, it could get intercepted. The underhand shovel close enough to our guy to not be an intentional grounding. That's exactly what you want to see out of your young quarterback. Don't make a bad play worse. If the defense comes out and makes a play, just let them make a play. You're not going to win every single snap. Make sure you don't lose the game right here. On our next play, Drake Maye is going to check the football down again, but this time I think he missed a big gain for the Patriots. Now, Drake Maye has played almost a perfect game so far up to this play, but this is where I believe he makes his first error. So what it's going to look like, it looks like we're in a cover 1, which is going to be a single high safety for the Bills. But actually, after the ball snap, they're going to rotate into a cover 2 that looks like this. 2 flat zones, 2 deep safeties, and then 3 hook zones over the middle of the field. And what we're going to set up as our offense is we're going to have a clear out route to the top of the screen, and then we're going to set up a high-low over the middle of the field. So to draw this out, we have our clear out route from our wide receiver to the left, and then we're going to run a deep cross from our tight end, and then we're going to have our running back on a check down, and then also we're going to have a tight end leaking out over here. So what this is going to do is, first of all, after we identify the fact that the Bills are rotating into a cover 2, we need to high-low these hook zones over the middle of the field so we can treat them as just one single defender pretty much. And if they look up and they're looking at the running back, that's when you want to go over the top and hit the tight end on the deep cross. Or if they drop back, that's when you would go ahead and hit the running back short. So on this play, we're going to go through it very slowly. We're going to erase all this. Now going through this play, how it actually shakes out. Ball snapped. Drake Maye play fake. Linebackers get back. We can now see just real quick. Now we have 2 safeties deep. So that's our cover 2. And then we are going to high-low. All Drake Maye needs to do is just look right over the middle of the field. And really, the linebackers aren't really covering anybody. They're all standing out in no man's land. So the running back is open. And on, first down and 10, this is not too bad. Picking up 5 yards is pretty good. But if we take a look here, if we can throw with some anticipation here, we're still got plenty of room in the pocket. The nearest guy is a couple of yards away. We want to air this out to this opening right here. And if we can get down here, Hunter Henry is going to be wide open. As we can see, there is a ton of room that Hunter Henry running over the middle of the field. We can throw the ball anywhere in this area, and that's going to be an even bigger gain for the Patriots. So, Drake Maye checks it down a little bit too early on this play. Would like to see him throw with some anticipation and hit this bigger gain. Now, next, we're going to have this incomplete slant route for Stephon Diggs. Hit him on the back shoulder. Passes a little bit behind him, or is that by design? Here we have another Buffalo Bills disguise, show single high, but it's actually going to be a 2 high when the plays actually ran. So we got to start getting ready for this. Even if they are man aligned, meaning all the defenders are lined up on top of the guy that they would, in theory, be guarding in man coverage, but they're just bluffing man. This is going to be a zone. What we have drawn up for the Patriots is we have a slant route. This is going to be 3rd and short. So we want to pick up this slant route, but you would think it's man, which a slant route would be great against, but that's a flat zone. And then this guy right here is going to be dropping back into a hook zone and is going to be defending the middle of the field. And the problem, as you can see, is Stephon Diggs is going to be running directly into this zone. But what Drake Maye is going to do is he's going to try to stop him in between the 2 zones, which is why Drake Maye throws this ball behind Stephon Diggs. It's to slow him down. And Drake Maye doesn't want Diggs running upfield because he knows that's a hospital pass and he's going to get his guy blown up. That's why Drake Maye throws his pass behind him. This is not an inaccurate pass by Drake Maye. He's trying to stop Stefon Diggs and lead him away from the defense to protect him. That's why Drake Maye purposely put this football on the back shoulder of Stefon Diggs. This is not an inaccurate pass, and it's not the easiest catch in the world, but that's on his shoulder pad. That really should be caught by a veteran receiver like Stefon Diggs. Now, Drake Maye is going to correct his mistake from earlier. Play action. Instead of checking it down, he's going to throw this one deeper to a deep cross to Hunter Henry. Now, if you remember earlier in the video where I said there was a play where Drake Maye makes his first mistake, this is pretty much the exact same thing, but he's going to correct his mistake. So the Bills are showing a cover 1 zone. It's actually going to turn into a cover 2 after the ball is snapped. These two guys are going to go back. We're going to have our flat zone here, and then we're going to have 3 hook zones over the middle, just like on that other play. So here's what it's going to look like. And just like the other play, we're going to run our receiver deep on a clear out route. We're going to have a flat route, and then we're going to run our tight end Hunter Henry on a deep cross. And there are 2 things that this play is going to be designed to do. One, the combination. Well, first of all, get rid of the deep safety. So that's one guy gone. So this safety is going to go with him. He's going to be taken care of. 2, this flat route, and combined with the Ramondre Stevenson, or Trayvon Henderson, combined with the over route, these 3 routes are going to set up 2 high-low reads for Drake Maye. One is going to be the hook zones over the middle of the field. We're going to high-low this. They go for Stevenson. We're going to throw it to the tight end. And if they drop back to the tight end, we're going to throw it to Stevenson. And the second high-low is going to set up another high-low over here. So there's a zone defender. We want him to be occupied by this flat route, which, again, the read we really want them to give up is that Hunter Henry deep over. So now when I get rid of everything on the screen here and we watch how this play actually transpires, we can watch. There's the cover 2. We see the corner to the top of the screen. He's backpedaling, but he's too far under because he looked at the check down over here. And then this guy is really, really deep because he sees a route coming and he wants to make sure he stays with him. And this is going to leave Henry open to pick up the play that we are not able to pick up earlier in the game. So Drake Maye shifts a little bit to his left and he's going to bullet it right in there. Not as open as it would have been the first time. The pass needs to be high because the hook zone defenders, this time they didn't take the running back. They only put one guy there. They're really deep. Drake Maye throws a dime. This is a great pass. Picks up a big completion. I love the fact that he corrected his error from earlier. And then finishing it off with Drake Maye pushing away a defender, hitting a big-time completion on the final drive of the game to Stefon Diggs. And now for the play that everyone is talking about, Drake Maye. First of all, we're going to pull our guard and our left tackle, which is going to leave our center now needs to get over to his left to pick up this block on this 3-tech. The problem is our center is going to miss that block, which is going to lead to Drake Maye instantly being under pressure after play faking to Ramondre. Fortunately, he turns into Josh Allen, is able to just push him off, and we're going to have Diggs on one of these routes to the outside. Drake Maye is going to push off that defensive tackle. Actually doesn't even fully push him off. Is being brought down. Still able to get the ball out to the receiver, Stefon Diggs, who then makes his man miss. Gets up the field for even more yards. In a 2-minute drill, this is easily the play of the night for Drake Maye. One of the plays that capped off a fantastic, call it a breakout game, if you will. Really, really good game here from Drake Maye. So Drake Maye looked fantastic against the Buffalo Bills. Picked up that upset win for the New England Patriots on a game-winning field goal almost as time expires. The Patriots definitely got their quarterback of the future, even if their offense isn't as talented overall as some of the other offenses in the league. Drake Maye definitely has a bright future in the NFL, and Patriots fans should be extremely excited that they were able to select this guy with the 3rd overall pick of the 2024 NFL Draft. So if you guys stuck around this long to watch the video, appreciate you for sticking around. Appreciate you for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and thanks for watching.